For every one of us, there comes a time to take a new step. Time to start a new chapter in our life. At first, we feel a bit lost. Some might also feel scared. New places, a new environment, new faces. But despite this, we bravely embark on a new adventure. It's said that college is the best time of your life. Now it's our turn to discover whether this is true. The future builds on the past. We are learning that questions lead to answers. What we are searching for, we find. We will never know what we can accomplish until we try. We are getting stronger than we appear, braver than we believe, and smarter than we think. With the help of our common cultural heritage, we are discovering that anything is possible. Experts, experienced advisors lead us the way. They stand by our side and encourage us not to give up, to persevere until we have accomplished our goals. What used to be a bold step into the unknown became a unique chapter in the book of life, full of vivid memories of people and friendships formed. Memories of moments you will remember for the rest of your life. Memories of exciting challenges and the endless power of success. It's important to set goals in life, but it's even more important how to achieve them. University of Maribor. Create your future.
Hello, and welcome to Open Science Summer School that is organized by University of Maribor Library. My name is Borut Gaber. I am Secretary General of the library. I welcome you to our pre-event virtual meeting that we have before we will meet live next week. In this virtual pre-event, we will be presented to you a short video presentation of Slovenia, of University of Maribor, and also of University of Maribor Library. Also, if there are any questions regarding information that you received last few weeks by email, we will answer these questions and we will help you to arrive safely and accommodate in a student dormitory without any problems. In case there are some special questions, please send us email. Brina, who is coordinator of this summer school, is available and she will answer all questions as soon as possible. I would like also to remind you about our web page that you saw when you applied for participating at this open summer school. If there are any new information, it will be available on this web page. Also, information about location of University of Maribor Library, location of students' dormitory, or some other accommodation if you found accommodations for yourself. Also, we would kindly remind you, please send us informations about your food allergies or any other dietary requirements so that we can arrange meals according to your desires. So this is a short presentation and I will invite now Renata, my co-worker, to give you a lecture.
Hello, everybody. I'm sure you are just so excited and just want to hear all about the systematic review. My name is Renata Močnik. I'm a librarian here, a subject librarian. So, okay, let's start. Let's say you have to write an article about storks. You know, these birds are typical for Slovenian, actually for a Slovenian landscape of 𝗕cie𝗿𝗂𝗁𝗲. You can see them nesting on chimneys, and as we were children, we were told that storks are bringing babies. So, let's say you have to write an article about this. What is your first thought? What would you do the first? Will you answer me a little bit in the chat? What's your first thought when you think you have to write something about storks? Maybe you don't know them so good, or you know them, it doesn't matter. Oh, nobody is so. Are you afraid there are no bad answers? There are not wrong answers. Everything what you think, what would you do if you have to write an article about storks?
Well, first
yes,
you
okay,
do a
okay.
research. Yeah.
Yes, very good. Here is an
Also,
excellent...
there are some answers in the chat. I see Google it, describe it how it looks. So,
okay,
in chat.
Okay, I see it. Find literature the first, yes. Of course, you have to find literature. You have to find what was written about this topic. And what now? You go and search on Google, excellent, or you search on other data in other databases, and maybe in the at the library, books, or maybe some journals. And at some point, you decide that you have enough documentation to write your topic. And you see, that's literature review. That's literature review. We all, every one of us has made a literature review. But on the other hand, systematic literature review is a very rigorous process. It's comprehensive, it's predefined, and it's repeatable. It's a repeatable search of all published and all unpublished literature. It seems a little bit complicated, but if you will follow the steps I will tell you today, it won't be so hard. This process tells you how to collect, how to analyze data, and how you write the review. And now I will share my presentation with you. Please just, if you wait just a moment, please. Yes. Okay. Okay. You see my slide now. Okay. Yes. Yes. Here you see the relationship, the relationship between review, the classical reviews, between the systematic review, and between the meta-analysis. The classical review, it summarizes a broad picture, and it's qualitative. The systematic review, we can say that it's a review of reviews. It's a research study of research studies. It focused on a specific question. It is narrow, and if we said that the classical review is qualitative, now we can say that the systematic review is quantitative, and that's why you can make a meta-analysis. Here on the third picture, you see the differences between the literature review on one side and the systematic review. The literature review offers a subjective summary of the literature on a specific area, on a specific topic we are searching for. And it provides, as I said, a broad picture. The search of the published literature is based on our knowledge, on our creativity, and the same is with the evaluation and the selection of studies. This is also based on our judgment, on our knowledge, and it's usually carried out by one or maybe more authors, and that's why it may be a subject to bias. On the other hand, the systematic review brings together results of other studies. We said it's a study of studies, and they all are answering the research question. So they are narrow and they are focused. Yes, what I have to tell here also is that we said that it's rigorous and comprehensive search, but it's a search of all studies, that are published and unpublished studies. And the criteria for including or excluding the studies is predetermined. And the value of this is that the analysis and the synthesis, they are given in the form of tables and brief summaries. There are 3 or more authors, and it lasts months to years. The average is 18 months to end such a systematic review. Here, yes, now it's sure that you are asking yourself, why to do systematic review? Is it worth to do? It seems a little bit complicated. Yes, if you are an expert in this field that you are researching, you won't have problems. You know the history of the field, you know the authors writing about this, you know how to find literature, you know where to search for the literature. But if you are a novice in this field, then you have problems. You don't know how to search, where to search, you don't know the authors. And that's why systematic literature helps you in this work. Because if you are searching with this criteria, then you will, at the end, you will have the structured quantitative summaries of the field. This means you will know the field. You will know, you will identify the authors. And the process is very easy to update. Sorry. The process is easy to update and to reuse during the PhD. Here is critical appraisal skills program. I will show you here. It's a questionnaire which helps you to make sense of a systematic literature review. Here is a form. Here's a form. I will make it a little bit bigger so that you can see it. But I'm sure you will go and see this on your own. Here are the 10 questions. If you are questioning, if you are answering these questions, you will know if you will do systematic literature or not. But as you see, here are other checklists. These checklists are helping you to decide which method in your research you can choose.
I'm sorry, we don't see the questions.
You have here the link, and you will get this presentation, and then you can see it on your own. It's meant so that I only say you where can you find it, not to present you all the questions. Okay? Yes. Thank you. Okay, and here you see now this process we are talking about. It's the process that which was developed at the Griffith University in Australia, and it's dividing the whole process into 3 phases, and each phase is divided into 5 steps. The first phase is the planning phase, where we systematically obtain information. In the second, in the conducting phase, or maybe we can say in the implementation phase, we design and put this information into a database and divide this into a series of summary tables. And from these summary tables, then we build a report. We will go now through all these steps one by one, so that I think everything must be clear. And if not, you can give me questions. If not today, then the next week when we will see us in person. So you know that the first thing is to of course, define the topic, and then you have to ensure the originality and the relevance of the topic. And you also should think carefully about what to choose, what topic to choose, because you will dealing with this topic for a very long time, and you must have a great interest to this. This is the first step. Now we are at the second step. It's it's about formulating research questions. Formulating research questions is the most important step in systematic literature review, because the research questions are guiding the entire methodology. Why? Because when we will search for the literature, we will always ask you, and we will have a document. We will always ask yourself, is this document answering on my research question? If yes, then you will include it in your research. If not, then you will exclude it. You see here in the picture of the yellow part, here are the background questions. This is the method named 5W and H, because you are answering, you are asking who made this research? What was the subject of the research? Why was this research done? When was it done? Where was it done? And how was it done? These are the background questions, are the questions for novices. But we have the foreground questions, and the foreground questions are the questions for the experts. They are deeper, and we have several methods to build these questions. Only one, 𝗕cie, as you see here, is only one of them. 𝗕cie was developed in the medicine field, but it also works for other fields quite good. At the end of my representation, I will give you a link to my LibGuide. Well, the LibGuide is Slovene, but you will find everything you will need is in English. So I think it won't be a problem to find other methods for like is this 𝗕cie method. Here we see now what this means. The first P, defines the population or the object of the research problem. Population in medicine may be little children from 1 year to 3 years, or elderly people, or teenagers. I don't know. Here we started at with 𝗕cie. We started with these birds, and we are continuing with them. So the population are these birds. The intervention is the method. What we do, how we do this. It's here in it's the operation, and we are counting these birds. We are counting them. That's the method. And how to control or the comparison. We compare something with something, maybe a year before, or a season, or a time period. This is comparison. And what's the outcome? What do we want to achieve? We want to see how many birds are here now. How many years were 5 years ago, and for instance, and how many birds are this year now nesting. And you can, I said 𝗕cie, but you can also have the context. the context. And this is, you can see where do we research, in Europe, or in maybe in Asia, maybe in, I don't know, wherever you want, and however your research is continuing. Well, now we are at the third step, at keywords. Once the research question was defined and the potential research questions were determined, we have to find with which keywords will we search for the literature. You made these keywords. You are yes. You have to collaborate with your mentor or with the librarians. Can be here great help. For each activity, for each subject, for each problem, you have to find at least 4 different expressions. You are searching them, and then you are combining them into quotes, you exchange the searching order, you build searching strings of different combinations. You have to use the Boolean operators. I know you know what the Boolean operators are, but I hope that I have to mention this, that you don't forget. You have to make multiple searches of the same collection. That at the end you are certain that you have found really all the literature on your topic, because that gives you the feeling that you search, that you really find all the literature. Don't forget about synonyms. Don't forget about abbreviations, the related terms, the United Kingdom and US spellings, the singular, the plural forms of the words. Yes, we are searching for books in the library catalog. Don't forget that if you have a database for a specific area, you can find the literature that depends on your topic. You can find also in the multidisciplinary collections. You have to search about ebooks, the official websites, the referent lists, the grey literature. What's grey literature? A grey literature is an important part of a systematic review, and it adds value to it. These are the unpublished studies, unpublished technical reports, search reports, conference papers and abstracts, government policy reports, maybe also ongoing clinical trials, and so on. Set reference lists. If you have done a really good search, then the documents that are cited in some documents, you have found them. You have found them before. So, but don't forget to check the reference lists, because the cited literature gives you an historical insight into the problem and gives you an orientation whether you have found all the documents or on the searched topic or not. And yes, here at this point, we are asking ourselves, how far should we go with this collection? How many documents must we find, or when is it enough? If you are at the searching, if you are notice that if you notice that the documents, the same documents, start to repeat over and over again, and you can't find anything new, then the literature search is about to end. Then you can end it. Here you have an example of such search string. You see, it's quite complicated. It's, well, not complicated, but it's complex. It's complex, and it's a long search string, so that you become a feeling of how this how you see this. We have learned now how to search for individual documents so far, but now we need to learn how to decide whether a document is relevant or not. And we said that all the searches have to be repeatable. So you have to document all your searches, as you see here in this example. If you are searching in a database, you have to document the name of the base. You have to document the search string, the date of the search, the searching period. At the journals also, you have to write down the journal title. Where have you found this? When have you found this? Which areas have you been searching through? And the same is with conference papers, with unpublished studies and other sources. Yes, and now we are at the step 5. We found a lot of literature now, but we have to decide whether we include these papers in our research or not. So here we have to learn. We have to make a sort of our own criteria. For instance, on one criteria is that the publication must be pre-reviewed and published in an academic journal or a magazine. We must see if the source is reliable, if the research has some limitations. How is it with the author's point of view? Because, as we said, it could be biased, the document, if the author is thinking in his way or her way. Well, you have several methods also for the criteria for evaluating the papers. One of these criteria is a 𝗕C test, and the 𝗕C test tells you about the currency of the paper. It tells you about the relevance of the papers, about the authority, about the accuracy, about the purpose. The 𝗕C test you can find on the net. And yes, we finished with the first 5 steps. We defined the topic, we formulated the research questions, we identified the keywords and searched for the literature, and we read and assessed the papers. And now we have 30, more, maybe 50, maybe 100 papers, 100 documents. What now? Now we are just before to really start to really start to deal with the challenge. we must make our own database and create this database to in such way that you will see all the whole document on, well, not on one side, but easily. You can easily see then the document. In this second phase, we structure the database. We enter the 10% of the papers. We are dividing these papers, as we will see, and we produce summary tables. So we are going now to the sixth step. We have to decide. We said we have to decide in what how to document these papers. We can do it in our way, so that it is working for us. Here I have an Excel table, but you can also work it out with EndNote, or maybe with other whatever is good for you, or whatever makes you is good working for you. So as I said, the Excel table is working good. Here I have categories about the paper. We also have to do other categories. We will see in the next steps. But here I have the author's name. Here I have the year of the publication. Here I have the title, also the extract, the extract, and so on. Yes. It's good to have an abstract, because if you are reading this document now, and maybe you will read it again in a few months, then this abstract helps you that you know what the document is talking about. Here are now the categories about the paper, about other categories about the paper. You just saw this. These are actually the bibliographic data, but you have also to do the categories about who does the research, where the research was done, what methods were used. If you will do a meta-analysis, you definitely have to write down what methods were used. Then what were the variables, what subject, what statistic was used, if it was used, and what you found. Here also you can see that the categories can be also about the types of evidence, about what control does it was it before, after control, or randomized, where this was this research study or a document, a cohort study, was it an experiment, and so on. Was the research observational, or was it experimental? Was it from the field of the natural science or the social science? Was it qualitative, or was it quantitative? These are all the categories you must think about, and to write them down into the columns of the. I have this in Excel. Here you see how these are the results. Then you will see it at the report. You see here it's only an example how here are the categories about the geographic location. Yes, maybe I can. It's good to tell you that that it's better that you have more categories, because if you have more categories, you can always divide them together. But if it appears that you must split one category into two subcategories, then you have to read all the papers again to see how in which category, in which subcategory a document you will give in. So now we are at the step 7 and out. And 8, sorry. At the step 7, you enter around 10% papers. Why? Because you will now test your categories. You will maybe divide some categories, maybe split some categories and make more categories. And it's very easy to change this when you have only a few papers. But if you have the whole bunch of paper, then that's a problem. So at the ninth step, you are checking the categories and the criteria, and you must check also if some new documents are in the basis you were searching, and then you give in you put in the whole documents. To put in the documents is it's a boring process. So yeah, you have to divide it into I don't know, maybe you work a few hours a day. You can't do it the whole day, 7 days a week. You can't do this. Yes. So we made, yes, we produced now the summary tables, and we are now here we answered that the second step, and now we are at the reporting phase. We have to put these summary tables into a report, into a document. I said. The systematic literature review is a process, is a methodology. The term means the methodology, but it also means a product. It means a document, a written document, and that document you can publish. So we are coming now. Here you see, at the left side, you see we are going now through the third part from steps 11 to 15. On the left side, you have the sections in the order how they are read. You read first the abstract, introduction, method, and so on. On the right side, you have here the order how they should be written. You see, first are the methods, and we are start now at the next step, the methods. You already have notes about the keywords. You have notes about the databases you searched. You have the notes about the details about what criteria was you had for using papers, for including them or for excluding them. And you also have the categories, subcategories. You have everything. So you must only make drafts. The second step in the third part is writing the results. We said that systematic literature is a quantitative research. So we need to have numbers here. We write down how many documents we used, and we write or document who published them, where the research has been done, what were the disciplines, what methods were used. Don't forget, if you make, I said it, but I will say it once again, if you make a meta-analysis, then you have to write the results, the methods, sorry, in the results. You write down what has been found, and you write down what you see, what was missing, what is missing, and that what is missing, that are the gaps where you can find on basis which you can make new researches. You have to think carefully about what's the most important thing you found, because maybe it's not what you found, it's maybe not what you thought you will find. And if you see this triangle at the introduction, the triangle goes from the general argument to the most important arguments. These are your aims. Remember that the introduction is a stepped argument, so everything needs to lead to the aims, describing what you actually did and what you actually found. Here we are at the discussion and abstract. You discuss the results in relation to the literature. You discuss the implications of what you found. You highlight the gaps because, as I said, the gaps are the next works. It's the next work to do. And at the abstract, you have to make every word count, because it's very short, and you know that it's not easy to write in short words. And the 15th step is to revise and revise and revise the paper until it's ready to submission. More practice do you have, fewer drafts you have to do. And there are different drafts for different functions. The early drafts the first drafts are the drafts for the writer to get the information down and to make sure that all the information is in there. The mid drafts are about doing the words better, about trying to so that everybody can understand, even they don't know the topic, they can understand what you are writing about. And the later drafts these are drafts about polishing your text. Yes, if you are going through these steps for report, you can get a result, but there are also other methods. One of these methods for making a report is the PRISMA protocol. You can also find other protocols, other help for writing your report. 𝗕CSMA protocol is also from the field of the medicine field, and you can find it on the net, but it's payable. It's payable. And also you will find it on my library guide, the links. Here I found a Gantt chart for a 3-month project. Here you see only 6 steps of the activity. In the literature or in the net, you can find the method, systematic literature. There are several steps. There are several methods. There are several I don't find the word. Sorry. You can work about 15 steps. Maybe there are 6 steps. Maybe there are only steps. Whatever you find the method on the net, and you can go through other methods, or you can go through this method I present you. And here, if we see these 6 steps. The first step is to decide the topic, then keyword searching, and the third step is scan and scheme of the test. I want to explain you what is scanning. You scan a text when you are. It's like we read the newspapers. We are searching for certain words, for certain names. We are moving our eyes quickly. At the skimming, we read it so that we highlight some paragraphs, some sentences, and the third reading is the reading where we understand the document, understand the text. So, and now we are at the end of our systematic literature review. Here is the link to my systematic to my LibGuide. Here you see. Well, I will show you. Maybe I don't know. Here you see. Here you see the links that are in red and that they are in English, so that you can find these methods I told you today about. For instance, here is the 𝗕CSP checklist, and you will find it in my document, in this library guide. You will find the others. So with this, I have ended my presentation, and thank you for listening. I see here I have a question about 𝗕CSMA. Yes, there's also a website. Try to do something. I think I answered this question already, because I said that first the 𝗕CSMA is payable, but you mustn't follow the steps of 𝗕CSMA. You can follow the steps I showed you today, but you have also other protocols. You can find on the net other protocols. Maybe you should see my LibGuide, and then you will find the answer. Are there more? No, I think there are not any questions. There are not questions anymore. Are they, Borut?
No.
No.
Not.
Oh, yes, thank you. Yes. So I thank you. Maybe Borut has something to tell also? No? Oh, thank you. Not about the
One more
question,
question thing. Yeah, we
about
have
the
one more question.
about the technical things.
Is it okay if I speak, or is it better if? Yeah.
You can speak. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for your presentation on the review, on the systematic literature review. And one more question as a follow-up to the 𝗕ጽ question that you already answered. When it comes to publishing articles on, on the systematic literature review that we did in our field, if you know any information on this, what is kind of like more publishable, if we follow 𝗕ጽ protocol or if we follow other protocols? Why I'm asking this question is just, I don't know how the situation is in Slovenia or in other countries, but for example, for doctoral students in Hungary, we have some requirements upon graduating on the number of articles to be published either individually or with supervisors. So, for example, if it's not a 𝗕ጽ protocol that I did in my literature review, does it have like higher chances of being published in the future, or like if you know anything on this?
Well, it's hard to say. It's hard to say because if you make your report good, if you make it, you mustn't follow a protocol if it's made as it has to be made. The 𝗕ጽ protocol helps you. It helps you to. If you are a novice, if you are not an expert, because if you are an expert, you don't need this. I really can't answer you this, but maybe I will have the answer the next week when you come. I will ask my colleagues and the researchers how they are doing their report. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Renata.
Yeah.
Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Welcome.